I'd like to call this meeting to order, July 10th, IWWCC. Roll call has been taken. Present are Annabelle Caswell, Chris Siri, Pete Chalecki, Dean Nason, Nicholas Fortson, Richard Morrell, and Dan Deniska. Alternates who will be present and participating but not voting are Nicholas Fortson. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the June 5th meeting?
Pete, motion to approve.
Second.
Chris, second.
There's a motion on the table. All in favor? Aye.
Chris, aye.
Pete, aye.
So moved. Communications, pond treatment at 289 New London Turnpike.
Yep, we received notification. It was treated June 3rd, June 18th, 7:10 and 7:15. And that's the only communication I have for you.
Okay. Old business, IWWCC number 2205 M2 145 Tacville Ockham Road.
This is a proposal to modify the previously approved permit 2205M for proposed re-subdivision and to report to the Commission on the City Plan for the subdivision application. The application and property of Norwich Community Development Corporation, Kevin Brown, President. Assessors map 25, block 1, lot 1, map 24, block 1, lot 1, map 23, block 1, lot 7, zone PDD and general commercial. And there are people from the application team online that can present.
Good evening. I guess I'll start here. Jeff Board, professional engineer in the state of Connecticut with Bowler Engineering. Want to refresh everybody here just to what recently got approved on the commission here. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Let me see here. Can you guys see the PDF on my screen here?
Yes. It's just very small, Jeff, if you could zoom in.
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah, I think if you can make your window.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sure thing.
All right, how about now?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So as you recall, we had a 7,400 linear foot roadway that we came in before this commission to receive a subdivision approval for what you're seeing on screen here. So north being to top of page, Route 97 to the right-hand side, and Lawler Lane to the left, and then bisected by Canterbury Turnpike. And what you're seeing here is the plan that we presented before this commission last year that we got approved. So again, 7,400 linear feet in total. We're currently going for some OSTA approvals through the Department of Transportation for the on and off ramp. And basically what we're here tonight to discuss is a re-subdivision, which really concentrated on everything to the west of Canterbury Turnpike. And just for reference here on screen, in red is the old subdivision lines that were approved. And the new plan in black basically just shortens up that 7,400 linear feet into 4,900 linear feet. So we basically lost 2,500 linear feet of city roadway. We're no longer connecting that city road to Lawler Lane. It will be a cul-de-sac at the end here for a turnaround. And then basically the 3 lots on the end got merged into one larger lot. And then on top of that, we basically gave back a bit more land in this open space, which had come up on the original application. I believe originally there had been 13 acres. No, there was 25 acres. Now there's an additional 13 for a total of 38 acres for that open space. And that was just basically done by taking out some land from this lot here. From a stormwater standpoint and an erosion and sediment control standpoint, we did the same level of detail that we had done on the previous layout, so it's consistent with the 2024 Connecticut Stormwater Quality Manual, the 2024 Erosion and Sediment Control Guidelines. We had coordinated with Jeff Dewey and had a good conversation, and a lot of the comments Jeff had, we will be addressing prior to construction regarding additional infiltration testing and additional E&S details that we'll be working with him on when this does go to construction documents, assuming we get through approvals here. That's a very high level. I think from a wetland standpoint, one of the benefits to what we're doing here by ending this 2,500 linear feet short of where it had been was we're saving about 3.2 acres, 3.3 acres of upland review area disturbance, mainly situated down on this lot. And also, as you guys are aware, it's important to note that the plan that we have before you was really for the roadway, the full design of the roadway, and then the subdivision piece. Every individual lot here will be coming back before commissions on an individual basis, depending on tenants. They'll have all of their own designs, their own stormwater reports, and have to go through the entire city process on an individual basis. So this was just to satisfy the subdivision regulations, and it's exactly what we had submitted previous. So I don't know if Henry or Kevin, you guys have anything to add on your end, but from a civil engineering standpoint, this is really the change. We just shifted it to the south and cut it short of this main wetland body. And that's basically the extent of the changes.
Yeah, no, thanks, Jeff. That's exactly the summary. Just to highlight, to put a pin in it, the two major changes that caused us to come back for this re-subdivision is the change in the road, which Jeff described as shortening and reducing impact, and the merging of what used to be lots 8, 9, and 10 on the prior subdivision map to become just one lot now, lot 10.
Correct.
I'm interested in the 38 acres you said of land put into conservation.
Yeah, I believe that had been dedicated open space back to the city based on previous discussions. And this number that's now 38.05 was previously 25 acres. And I could probably show you better on this plan. So essentially this chunk of land here, just to the north of what we were calling lot 9 before, we basically pulled that property line up as part of this shift and took it out of what is now lot 10. But then that just gave more space back to that area.
Will that be public access?
I think that remains to be seen, but what I'll tell you we've done is where there used to be a cul-de-sac at the intersection of Lawler Lane and the property line on the south side, right there, is we've now designed that to be a parking spot with that potential future in mind that you asked about.
Okay. Are there any questions? Right.
Mobile home park. That's city.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
I'm sorry, Chris, we couldn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the mobile home park just right next to the industrial park. That's all on city water, city sewer, correct?
That, I believe, has its own water system.
Okay, all right, no, that's fine.
You can double check on that.
Okay.
There are a number of larger mobile home parks up in the northern area of the city, and some of them have their own private systems.
Thank you.
there any other questions? Is there a motion on the table whether or not this is a significant activity which would require a public hearing?
We received it last month.
And we did that already,
Yes,
Okay, so we can pass on that.
yes.
In that
Well,
case,
just to refresh, you had voted
we're
not
doing
to hold a public hearing.
so is there a motion on the table to either approve or disapprove?
Well, I'll go through my memo real quick.
Yep.
But before I do that, I just want to offer Jeff Dewey, the city engineer, if he has any comments to add at this time about his discussion with Bowler.
Thanks. No, I don't. Jeff and I spoke and we will work out the technical details together at a future time for the construction plans, just as Jeff has reported.
Jeff, I'm going to steal the screen back from you.
Yep, let me stop sharing here.
So Rich, I'll just go through my memo real quick. I had issued an original memo and basically everything has been addressed in back and forth with the city engineer and the applicant team engineer. I won't go through this. I'll just say that there is a reduced impact to the wetlands because of the shrinking of the road and the relayout of it. They eliminated a full wetland crossing. As I noted before, the city engineer has numerous memos. And then the ENS controls have been updated to reflect the new guidelines effective March 2024. And this, if someone makes a motion to approve it tonight, the approval will serve as the Wetlands Commission's report to the Commission on the City Plan for the subdivision.
Okay.
And then I did note, since such a large area of the original approval has been changed, I recommend that the Commission resets the clock from the original approval that was set to expire in 2027. And it's part of, if someone does make a motion for approval, I have the new expiration date of 7/10/2030.
2030, okay.
And then all original conditions remain in effect. I would ask to waive reading all this, but if someone makes a motion for approval, just include comments for my review memo. And as always, the reason to be stated on the record is the proposed ENS controls are sufficient to protect the wetlands and watercourses throughout the project.
So we're looking for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the modification with considerations for Dan's comments.
Is there a second?
Chris, second.
All in favor?
Chris, aye.
Being aye.
Pete,
Annabelle.
aye.
Aye, unanimous. So moved. I want to thank Dan and staff for all the work they've done, especially adding the 38 acres to our wetlands conservation area. Thank you. Next is IWWCC number 2503 West Street Sidewalk Project.
Yep, this is an application for the installation of sidewalks. The state's right away in front of approximately 115 West Town Street. It's the area where the Norwich Town Brook runs in a culvert and pipe underneath the street. The application of the city of Norwich, property of the state of Connecticut, zone plan commercial. And Judy from Freeman is on to talk you through the project.
Good evening, everyone. Let's see.
Sorry. Yep, can folks hear me okay?
Yes.
Good morning. Good evening. So I have a slideshow presentation that I can go along with my discussion this evening. I will also want to just note that we've been working with, let me just start from the beginning. I'm Judy Schuler, professional engineer with Freeman Companies. We've been engaged by the city of Norwich to work on the West Street Sidewalk Improvement Plan. We've been working closely with, or I've been working closely with Jeff Dewey, the city engineer. So this is a collaborative effort that we're presenting here tonight. If you'll allow, I'd love to share my screen so I can walk through the improvements and the areas of impact within the upland review area.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Where's the option? Oh, here it is, share my screen. And I will go here. Share. I think I'm sharing the wrong screen. Can folks see my screen or no?
We can. It looks like your email.
I'm in the wrong box. Let me try again. Let's see. I've selected the wrong screen. Let me try again. Here we go.
Yep.
Good? Okay,
Yes.
great. So we've got the West Town Street Sidewalk Project. I'll go through these pretty quickly and then certainly open to questions between Jeff and I. Just to give you a sense of the site, looking at an overhead view, the location is here in front of the Dime Bank. I'll come back to this slide, but just to kind of give you an overview, the project actually begins closer here, a little north of the site, next to 395. It's a sidewalk improvement project that actually brings a sidewalk, constructs a brand new sidewalk on the, we'll call it the north side, the north side of West Town Street, basically from this junction here all the way to Whiteman Avenue. So it kind of extends beyond the picture that I've captured here. The area, it doesn't show here. Let me go to another. Here we go, limits of upland review area. The area of the sidewalk that actually falls into an upland review area corresponds to a brook, informally, from what I understand from the wetlands agent, the Norwich Town Brook, which again, from the previous aerial, the bank is actually located here. Across the street, there's a tire service and a tire service operation, and then there's homes along West Town Street. Just to orient yourself a little more, there's the parking lot for the bank, and then if you go towards the south side, there's a Friendly's restaurant and a parking lot next door. So here's the Norwich Town Brook, 100-foot approximately upland review areas delineated by the hatched area here. The actual area of improvements within the upland review are in this hatched section through here and through here. I have a couple more plans that will show it more clearly, but just wanted to show you all the area where work will be performed. It equals a little less than 5,000 square feet, which equates to about 0.11 acres. This is a culvert head wall. And again, here's the brook through this area. We were able to design, lay out the sidewalks such that there are no impacts in a wetlands area. We are staying absolutely within the upland review. And then there's some minor grading here, just basically on the top of the slope. But again, we were able to stay outside of the upland review, out of the wetland area. There'll be more pictures to follow that will demonstrate that. So here, a more detailed plan showing the sidewalk improvements. There's a portion here where the sidewalk comes in. We've got striping as part of the plan, new handicap accessible ramps with a sidewalk plan, pedestrian signals within this area. So a sidewalk through here, as well as there's a guide rail as well through here. So we've got a section of guide rail to replace in order to accommodate the sidewalk. Again, a sidewalk ramp, and then crossing over the parking lot driveway, there's a sidewalk through here. So that's the extent of the improvements within the upland review. It's about 250 linear feet of sidewalk. As I mentioned, the replacement of a metal beam guide rail, some striping, some signage, and that sort of work. We can go through any questions you have in this slide. In terms of erosion and sedimentation controls, it's our objective, of course, to avoid any impacts to the wetlands that are present. We did that through the inclusion of erosion and sedimentation controls, including silt fence downslope of activities, as well as catch basins. And we have silt sacks and things like that in the silt sacks here that are outside of the upland review area. Those are the two primary measures. There's also notes in the plan that we submitted to the city that include, a installation of the erosion and sedimentation controls before construction starts, making sure the areas are stabilized. And even throughout the process, if those are inadequate at providing the necessary controls, that additional controls can be put into place. We feel confident, again, this has been coordinated with the town and the city engineer, that these measures will in fact, protect the brook from any negative impacts. I'm gonna go through some pictures now so you can see better the state of the wetlands that we're talking about. Thank you to Jeff for taking these photos. For those of you who are not familiar or have been out to the site, this is looking south down West Town Street. So Friendly's, you can see, is in the background here. The tire center is across the street to the right of the page. And then to the left is Dime Bank. There's a concrete head wall here, and then the channel, which drains towards this head wall and out further to the south. Here's some pictures of here's the head wall in this photo. So you can see, what it looks like through here. Again, looking from the opposite direction, and the channel itself. We did find that there is some concrete, some improvements through here. I'm assuming for stabilization, but again, none of this will be impacted as a result of our work. But a good illustration and something for you to be able to see what it looks like out at the site. Here's some other pictures. This is looking upstream of the head wall on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side is now looking to the north, as if you're looking towards 395. Again, you can see, that you can see what this area looks like. I think I got one more pictures. Yeah, one more picture again, just a little closer on the opposite end, moving towards 395 of a picture of the function and what it looks like to the brook. Let's see, what else do I got? I think that's it. We are mindful of the fact that, protection of the wetlands, the brook, its function is not impacted. The sidewalk as an overall project, of course, is an improvement for the city. With that, I don't know that I have anything else to add. Jeff, is there anything you'd like to chime in for the project?
The only thing I would just note that of interest that you might have is it's a state-funded project, the connectivity, community connectivity project, so it's mostly state-funded.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Any questions from the commission?
Hi, this is Chris. None on my end. Very good presentation.
Thank you.
Chair is willing to entertain motions.
I'll just go through my extremely brief memo real quick.
Okay.
I don't really have anything to say other than, well, I would note, just for the record, there's direct burial MPU primary wire there, and I don't know how it crosses that culvert. That's not really the purview of this commission, but I'm sure Jeff is aware of it too, but for the engineering team, hopefully you're aware of it as well. You do need to decide if this is significant enough to warrant a public hearing. My advice would be no on that. And after that is decided, I do have a list of conditions as part of the approval that I'd ask to waive the reading of. I'll provide them to Catherine. And then the reason was the proposed ENS controls are sufficient to protect the watercourse.
Okay, so we need to decide whether or not this is a significant activity.
This is Dean. I'll make a motion to waive the public hearing.
Motion on the table. All in favor?
I,
Dean, aye.
Aye. So moved. Is there a motion to approve with all the items that Dan mentioned?
I move to accept it with what Dan mentioned.
There's a motion on the table. Do I hear a second?
Dean, second.
All in favor?
Chris, aye.
Annabelle, I.
Dean, aye.
Richard, aye. That makes it unanimous. So approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Next, we go on to new
Thank you.
business. We have to receive an application for WWCC number 25-04, 3 Sabrina's Court.
I don't know if all three of them.
Yeah,
Receive all
certainly.
three. So there's 3 applications that I have. The one that was just mentioned, and then 2506 is 20 Lawler Lane, which is the new Moriarty School, and 2507, which is 280 Elizabeth Street Extension, which is the new Uncas School.
These all have to be received and tabled for the next month's meeting.
Yep, Pete, motion to table.
Seconded. All in favor?
Chris, aye.
Annabelle, I.
Dean, aye.
Pete,
Rick,
aye.
Unanimous, so approved. Other business violations? Do I hear a move to adjourn?
Pete, motion to adjourn.
Chris, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dean, aye.
Aye.
Pete, aye.
Unanimous, so moved.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Take care.